Did you know about this 6.2 liter engine problem?
I do, but it's hard to find good information on exactly what it is. So,
What I'm going to do is we're going to
mhm.
focus on the actual communication from GM
Oh, you have
to the
that?
people. I have got
Perfect.
it here.
Good.
This is exclusive. It is available on the internet, but I found it for you so you don't have to worry about it. Let's
Perfect.
get right into it. So this is page 4 of the customer satisfaction program
Mhm.
from GM. It says, we have learned that your 2023 model year, and this is going to cover the Cadillac Escalade, the Cadillac Escalade ESV, the Chevy Suburban, the Chevy Tahoe, the Chevy Silverado 1500, the GMC Yukon, GMC Yukon XL, GMC Sierra 1500. And this is a problem where they may have a condition in which the engine lifter bores may be oversized. So what we will do, your GM dealer will replace the entire engine. This
Mhm.
service will be performed for you at no charge until May 31st, 2026. So we've got a little over a year. After that, any applicable warranty will apply. So they said you should contact your dealer as soon as possible to schedule an appointment for this repair.
Mm.
And they are going to replace that engine for you. Here are the numbers. Here, if you could see that for Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC. They even have a number for Puerto Rico in
Mhm.
English and Spanish and the Virgin Islands.
Mhm.
So there you go. This is so the lifters were having a problem, and it looks like they made the bore or the hole that the lifters drop into, they
Yeah.
made it too big.
Gotcha. So there was a lifter failure all along because up until probably, I guess, in this week, it was still kind of a question mark on exactly what the problem was. That was pretty quiet. And it sounds like replacement engines are maybe non-existent too.
Yeah, we're going to get into that too.
Okay.
I found a story about that. Some people are having problems finding the replacement engine or getting their engine replaced
Hmm.
because some Chevy dealers have, I guess they ordered too many of them and they're not using them, so they're kind of hoarding them, I guess.
Yeah,
So
so those
they're
6.2 engines get used a lot in the aftermarket as well. Guys will buy those brand new,
oh,
never in a vehicle. And so, yeah, they sell a lot of those engines in general.
all right. So
Hmm.
let's see. I'm going to when I make a separate video for this, I'll put the link to this customer satisfaction program
Hmm.
in the description. But it says the labor time is 19 hours to replace these engines. Good lord.
That's that's fair. It seems
Is
actually
it?
somewhat quick. A guy
That
that,
seems like a lot.
yeah, well, you think, yeah, there's a lot of parts there though. I mean, you probably need to, you gotta remove all the fluids, obviously, right? Put all new fluids back in.
Yeah.
There's even after you get it just in and out, you still got to think about startup times. You probably got to do test drive. You probably got to,
Oh, does
check
that
levels.
so that includes, yeah, that includes taking it out and putting it in and then putting all the software and test
Ye-
driving it and getting the
Yeah,
transmission relearned.
and yeah, I mean, once you get a
Okay.
guy, you could probably get a guy that could do this in a day once he's
Yeah.
done a few of them. But I
Yeah.
think like that 19-hour range is
All right. Yeah, that
is,
doesn't
is
sound
pretty
too
decent.
bad. It is a giant truck, so.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the story I was talking about. This is from the Drive. And it said GM's broken 6.2-liter V8s are stranding owners for weeks as replacement engine pipeline dries
Hmm.
up. It's an article from Byron Hurd.
Hmm.
So let's look at the service. Yeah, see, this is the customer satisfaction program we just looked at.
Hmm.
The procedure is replace the engine. So they're doing like Toyota did with the 3.5 liters, just replace the whole thing.
Hmm.
This is good though. I mean, if the bore is oversized, I mean, it ain't like you're gonna put a sleeve in there or anything. You just gotta replace
Not
it,
in
I
a
guess.
lifter bore, anyways, which still seems a little suspect. But I'm guessing what they're seeing is an immediate loss of oil pressure.
Yeah.
And well, we know what happens when there's no oil pressure. Everything's junk at that point.
Yeah, I think that's what happened because I saw there were some complaints about bearing failure too. So I'm thinking maybe the oil pressure lost, like you were saying, causes the bearing to spin or not
Right.
get
So the lifter
lubrication.
bore might be the root cause, but then your once you have that loss of oil pressure, everything gets destroyed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because if
yep,
you lose just one cylinder, it'll still drive for a while, but
yep,
you'll be killing your bearings. So,
yep. The whole motor's gonna be junk in no time if that's the case.
all right, so let's look at this article. They are saying, let's see, it's a whole ordeal. Well, mainly these engines are in fairly new models: the Escalade, the GMC
Mhm,
Yukon, and Sierra, and the Chevy Silverado, the
mhm,
Tahoe, the Suburban. They're still under warranty. They were saying some of these people are using these vehicles for like their business, so
mhm.
they may be out of warranty already, even though this is a 2023 model year.
Yep.
And they're saying it's not cheap to replace this engine. Some people are saying it's $10,000.
Yeah, for a crate engine, brand new, yeah, it's $10,000 to $15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
Oh
cheap.
boy.
But I
So
think, but this would be a recall, not a warranty, though, right? So General
I don't
Motors
know
is,
if it's a recall. Is right now it's just in there as like a message. I think they're being investigated.
yeah, so
So I
that's
don't
what
think
I
it's
first
officially
saw
a
was the
recall.
investigation. So it wasn't a recall, but there was an investigation that was being opened up by the National NFTA, whatever that is.
NHTSA, yeah.
Yeah, or NHTSA, that's what it was. Yeah, because there was 40 some odd engines, I believe, that they had logged up to that point. So an investigation was being done, but there was no recall at that point. But it sounds like GM at least issues a statement, says, "Hey, we know that there is a problem now." They're admitting to it, right?
Yeah,
I
they're
think they're
getting
going to
in
take care of you
front
no
of it.
matter what.
Yeah, so it looks like they're trying to take care of you, but the engines are they're finding it hard to find engines. Saying the longer repairs take, the more money they lose, talking about the customer.
Yep.
And now the replacement parts pipeline has run dry. It appears dealers are resorting to desperate and non GM approved tactics to try and secure parts for their local customers who, in the meantime, are left without their truck and without answers.
Mhm.
And this the blue truck I want right here, Dane.
Damn, me too. That thing looks so good.
Oh, you gotta get a 2024, so they're going to bad lifter bore.
Just buy a brand new 25. How
Oh,
about that?
man, I ain't got money like that, Dane. You think I am a millionaire?
Yeah.
I get my cars used,
You got
bro.
all that YouTube money.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm rolling in dough right now.
Yeah, and all your pennies.
I made over $300 last month.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so let's see. They're talking about this. See, $10,000 price tag for out of warranty engine replacement is bad enough. Yeah, I thought it would. Honestly, I thought it would be more than that. That doesn't. I mean, I know that's a lot of money, but I thought it would
Yeah,
be more. I don't know.
yeah, it is. But they make a bunch of them. I know, like I said, people buy those just for crate engines and like their classic cars and whatnot too. So they sell a bunch of those things, and they're used to manufacturing at a certain rate too. So now all of a
Mhm.
sudden there's failures and they need to make more engines. That's why the supply chain's drying up.
Yeah, we're hoping that this doesn't get affected by the tariffs that we'll be talking about a little later. But I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I read somewhere somebody reported on Reddit that some dealerships were trying to repair these engines. Hopefully
Sure.
that person was misinformed. The problem, if you just got here, is the bore or the hole that the lifter goes in is too
Hmm.
big. So that is what is causing the problem and loss of oil pressure, and then the bearings to go out. So that's not something you can repair. And hopefully, the person that said that on Reddit was wrong.
Hmm.
But if your dealership tries to tell you they're going to repair it, yeah, just wait till the real engine comes in. You ain't repairing that. You agree with that, Dane?
Yeah, I mean, you could sleeve it, but it'd be a custom part, and if GM's going to pay for a new one, just wait.
Yeah,
You get to use one of the dealership rentals. It'll be covered on the warranty too, or whatever you got to do to get by in the meantime.
yeah. All right. Well, that is what is happening. Let's
Hmm.
see what people are saying in the comments. Let's see. Her fingers remain crossed that the 2025 model year has been spared the same issue that sidelined her 2023. Can't understand why she didn't buy anything else other than GM in this case. That's from Sir Incognito. And then Quimic replied, "That's the only option in the industry. People ask and pay an upcharge for an Escalade, but not for a Navigator, even though on paper it may be comparable." Yeah, nobody wants a Navigator.
That's exactly, yeah. Escalade is the pinnacle.
That's the boss top, the
Yep.
boss hog of everything.
Yep. Nobody cares how nice your Navigator is.
Yeah.
It's still not an Escalade.
Yeah, Escalade is the top.
Hmm.
Let's see. This guy says it was inevitable. I've been replacing the L87s for the past 2 years or more. What's even worse is that I've seen the replacement engines not make it long without a similar failure. It's usually the front rods or main bearings get starved of oil, possibly due to casting machining defects during the production. Oh boy.
Interesting. So this guy's
Interesting.
got some hands-on experience.
All right. Well, hopefully they get to the bottom of this and everything will be okay.
Yeah.
If anybody has any question, oh, here we got a comment. What's the comment? Happened twice with my truck
Yikes.
now. I have a 2024 Silverado. Uh-oh.
That
This
sucks,
recall's
man.
for the 2023.
I'm
So what
guessing it
happened?
was,
The lifters went out. Mike
yeah.
Northwoods,
Or was it the
Northwoods
bearing
shed.
failure? Did the dealership also take care of it? Did it end up costing you any money, or was it all taken care of by GM?
Yeah, we need to know, Mike.
Yeah, we need to know.
Always ask follow-up questions. It's so good to ask follow-up, get a better understanding of the situation.
Yeah. And the most important question, would you buy another brand new Chevy Silverado? I would.
Yeah.
Yes, both no.
Okay, so he said um, both yes, both no. What the fuck? What does that mean? So what did I ask him?
Was it a lifter
So he
failure?
did the lifters and the bearings. So both the lifters and the bearings went out?
It sounds like it. And then
Oh.
no, I think I asked too, did he, have to spend anything out of pocket? I'm guessing that's what the no is.
Oh, okay. So good. They
That's
covered it.
good.
But yeah, man. What's going on with these freaking lifters, man?
Yeah,
I
I don't
know the
know.
lifter itself is problematic. I'm
In the past,
wondering.
it had been. And then they had a little issue too with valve springs. Valve springs were cracking somewhere between like 120, 150,000 miles on some of those 6.2s. But
Hmm,
that was in a narrow year range too. That was like 14 to like 18, somewhere around there, where those guys were having problems with valve springs.
I
But
wonder if it's going to get expanded from 2023 to more years.
very possible. If his 24 is failing, then yeah, it's probably more engines than just the 23 year.
Hmm. So you see, Dane, this is why in my dream for the next V8 Chevy engine that they would not have these variable lifters, that they would just go to some other type of system and bring
Yeah,
back the fixed lifter.
no VVT, just gone.
I
You
wish
pay
the
for
heads were just have mechanical valves,
Yeah, they do. Well, they do have a mechanical valve, but
electromechanical.
yeah, that's what they are basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, where you're able to deactivate cylinders. But yeah, just go back to a solid, hydraulic roller and be done with it. That's super reliable.
I would much rather have a solid, reliable roller. Now, I know some people are thinking, "Oh, Chevy, oh, they're terrible," but everybody's having problems with these engines because things are now variable where they used to be fixed.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got variable lifters. Um, there's problems with the Honda 3.5 liter with the variable cylinder management. There's problems all over the place with these engines.
Yep. Yeah, the cylinder deactivation is. I don't know if anybody doesn't have problems with any of the systems. So General Motors always had some sort of issue, whether it's the lifter tick or the lifter's collapsing or whatever. Um, eh, Everyone's got a little bit of an issue with that. It's an easy way to try and save fuel economy, but it just causes more problems and more complexity down the road.
Okay, the number 5 cylinder seems to be common. You have to do the delete. I'm thinking he's trying to say.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Trump's in office now, so maybe there'll be less of a crackdown on people who are changing and deleting things because, I mean, this is ridiculous, man. We got a whole generation of engines that are
Mhm.
having more problems and are more expensive to repair now that they've upped the EPA mileage numbers. You know what else they changed is how long it takes for a vehicle to heat up.
Mhm.
Now vehicles have to heat up super, super fast. So you have more complicated water pump systems. You got electric water pumps. You got all kind of electric manifolds that direct the coolant to go to different places. This is ridiculous. Dane,
Yeah.
we need to write Trump a letter about this.
That's right. Leave the auto industry alone. They know how to make really good stuff, but you keep pushing them and making all these mandates, and it's what's causing all these issues.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the
The
6.2. Yeah.
2023 referring to is the 6.2. Yeah. Let's see. Were you here when we were? Let me show you. I'll show you the the letter from GM if in case people just got here. All right, so this is the letter again from GM. This is what is called the a customer satisfaction program. We are thinking they're trying to get out ahead of the situations. Looks like Dane said he heard us being investigated by NHTSA.
Mhm.
So they're trying to get in front of it. This is covering the 2023 model years, the 6.2 liter engine in the Escalade,
Mhm.
Suburban, Tahoe, Silverado 1500, Yukon XL, and obviously the Sierra 1500.
Mhm.
And they're going to have to replace the whole engine, and that is because the lifter bore is too big, and the
Yeah.
lifters looks like they lose oil pressure, and they may be taking out bearings once they go out. So here it goes. We have learned that your 2023 model year, we already talked about the model year, the models,
Mhm.
may have a condition in which the engine lifter bores may be oversized. What we will do, your GM dealer will replace the engine. The service will be performed for you at no charge until May 31st, 2026. After that, any applicable warranty will apply. And here are some numbers you could call. Can you
Mhm.
see the numbers, Dane?
Yep.
Here's the numbers. I'll leave that up there in case people need to see the numbers.
Yeah. So if you got one of these and you've got concerns, I would call your dealer sooner rather than later to get it scheduled, because it sounds like once this failure happens, it's not, there's no warning. Like, oh, it's going to happen. I'm starting to hear a noise. It's like it just goes.
Yeah.
So if you don't
Yeah.
want to be
So,
stranded, get it taken care of, or talk to your dealer sooner rather than later.
yeah. So get in line. Let's see what we're going to say. Yeah. Get in line because, there are having a little bit of a shortage of engines, so people are waiting for them to come. Some Chevy dealers, it looks like they were ordering them without having actual people that were complaining. They were just kind of stockpiling them, and GM put a stop to that. Oh, go ahead, Dane.
I just had a thought too. So when you're talking to your dealer, if you're one of the people that need to have this service done, I would ask them how many they've done already. Because if they haven't done any already, maybe wait until they've done a few before you bring yours in. Because you don't ever
Yeah.
want to be the first guy. And a lot of times at dealers, you could probably speak better than this, MJ, but when you have these specialized deals, usually like the same guy keeps getting them. And so
Well,
you want the guy that's
depends.
done 4 or 5 of these, he knows what he's doing. He kind of just can go through it pretty quick. The first one, there's always struggles. There's always things that you goof up
Yeah.
and aren't used to having. So maybe don't be first in line. Be like number 6.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, there's some truth to that. I know when I worked at Honda, like we replaced so many transmissions, everybody kind of got good at it. I think even the oil change guys, the drivers could do a transmission at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dane has a point there, but at the same token, I would go ahead and get in line
Mhm.
because the line might be a while.
Yep,
Let's see.
Be patient.
Yeah. This the comment says one thing that gets me is the dipstick. If you put the crosshatch facing the engine, you get your reading. Now take it out and put the stick in 180 degrees. You get half a quart lower. Really?
Yeah, I'll
Have
to
you heard
try
of that,
that.
Dane?
Yeah, I've never paid attention on which way I ever stick dipstick in, and I've got a bunch of Chevy trucks and Chevy engines and stuff that Chevy engines didn't come in, and I haven't seen that, but I'll go give it a look.
Is it going in at an angle at the bottom?
Yeah,
Maybe
but it
that's the
stays in at the
problem.
same angle. It's just a matter of putting the dipstick in one way, then flipping it, and then putting it in the other way.
No, I mean at the bottom where it's
Oh,
in the oil pan.
yeah, and it's still going in the same way, so I'm not sure why turning at 180 would change it, but I don't know.
Maybe it kind of scrapes a little bit as it's going up if it's on the angle.
Maybe
Then it
that
gives
could
you
be.
that impression.
That could be if it's got a little bit of some English to it.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Well, that's what we got, you guys. Does anybody else have any questions about this Silverado engine or 6.2 liter engine issue? Because we're going to go on to the next story, which is about Toyota having some problems too. In case you were feeling like it's just GM having problems.
Oh, Toyota's got them too. They got them problems.
Toyotas have a problem too.